Welcome to Dateline Health. This is Fred Lippman coming to you from Southeastern University. As you probably noticed, if you didn't, I just took off my mask. I know there's a lot of confusion and really, I guess, questions that the viewers have, but I can tell you that I wear my mask at any place where I am with a congregant of individuals. All of our students in our classrooms are wearing masks. Now with a new variant, we don't know. So at this point in time, what's going on. But be due diligent, protect yourselves because, I mean, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you and your questions and your longstanding relationship with our program. We're in our 23rd year plus, and we thank you. Today we have, the topic is the Lighthouse of Broward. Now, many of you may not know what the Lighthouse of Broward is, but that's why we have our guests. We have Elaine Drotzer, who has a number of acronyms after her name, and she's going to tell us what they are. And then we have Jose Lopez Masso. He's obviously a lawyer, and he's got an MBA, and we're going to talk to him for a while. But first, let me introduce to you to Ellen Drotzer. Ellen, how are you?
I'm good, sir. Thank you for having us.
Okay, tell us what the acronyms are after your name.
I'm actually, I'm flattered that you mentioned them. I'm a humble trained social worker. I have a master's in social work, and I'm a licensed clinical social worker.
Tell us about the Lighthouse for Broward.
Thank you so much. So the Lighthouse of Broward for the blind and visually impaired, our fundamental core mission is to provide rehabilitation services to folks who are blind or significantly visually impaired. And we work with all ages, from babies through kids and teens, young adults, working adults, all the way through senior citizen. And I say that in jest because I am now qualified as a senior citizen. And we fundamentally help folks relearn how to live independently. Everything from orientation and mobility training, how do you navigate public spaces, mass transportation, busy streets, markets, malls, anything that you and I would go to during the course of the day. How do you maintain yourself? How do you conduct your activities of daily living? Are you able to negotiate your money so that you don't accidentally give a $100 bill instead of a $10 bill? For us women, we like to color coordinate our clothes and put on our makeup to go to work. All of the things that those of us who are sighted take for granted, we try and teach in the activities of daily living: how to cook, how to clean, how to shop, everything. And then, of course, assistive technology. I can't say enough about smart technology and technology in general. It is a game changer for people who are visually impaired. We teach everything from keyboarding to smartphones, and we encourage anybody anywhere in Broward County who has an issue with their vision to give us a call or check on our website at lhob.org. And we're happy to have a conversation with you about how we might be able to help.
That's great. That's great. Jose Lopez Masso, I know that you are the Vice President of Strategic Initiatives and Development. Tell us what you do at the Lighthouse.
Thank you for the invitation once again. It has been really an honor and privilege to work for the Lighthouse. Basically, I'm responsible to raise funds to have the organization working, moving forward, and expand our services to a blind and visually impaired community. And I do it because really I believe, and I been live testimony what the Lighthouse is able to do. I came original to the Lighthouse as a client. I lost my eyesight in 2002 and went through the program. So again, you can read a lot, paper, you can put whatever you want there, but I went through the program. I know exactly how the Lighthouse can change your life.
Well, that's great. I understand that you're somewhere near you, you have your guide dog Hartley around. Is that true?
I have a black lab. His name is Harley. He is right now enjoying retirement, and I'm looking forward to be introduced to a new guide dog in next spring. But he's a fantastic lab. He has been my partner for almost 10 years already. And this is important also to people know that the guide dogs would be trained by organizations who provide you the dogs for free. But a guide dog right now, the cost is around 65,000. So a full trained guide dog, $65,000.
I'm very pleased to meet someone or have someone on the broadcast that has had the opportunity to have a guide dog. So thank you very much for not only your understanding, but for your attestation to the fact that the guide dog becomes part of you and you become part of the guide dog. Is that true?
Absolute correct. And again, thanks to the Lighthouse, I was able to get my training in orientation and mobility to apply for a guide dog. But really, the guide dog changed my life. It's part of my family. It's my life. It's not just a pet. It's not just a dog. It's not a tool. It's my family.
Ellen Drotzer, I know that we have been Nova Southeastern University and its School of Optometry. I've been involved with the Lighthouse for Broward for many, many years. And we're very proud of not only what you do, but of the opportunities we have to provide our professional services. So why don't we talk a bit about that for a while?
Yeah, we have enjoyed a long-standing partnership with you at Nova Southeastern. We have a Nova Southeastern low vision clinic on site that's manned by some of your outstanding professors and doctors of optometry. It serves as also a training ground for future doctors. We have 2 operatories, and you have provided a critical service to the visually impaired in Broward County, because not only can they come to the Lighthouse for their rehabilitation training, but they can get these phenomenal low vision eye exams. And something I learned when I came to the Lighthouse 4.5, 5 years ago, is that there's a real difference between a typical eye exam that those of us who wear glasses usually get. It's about a 15, 20-minute eye exam to increase our prescription. But these low vision exams they're very detailed, in-depth, comprehensive, 45-minute long evaluations that really look to help inform the patients, the clients, where their usable sight, where their usable vision is, and how best to maximize that vision and continue to live independently. It's something that Jose fundraises for to support and subsidize some folks who can't afford the exams. They're very reasonable, and we're grateful and are very. We feel fortunate. Not many lighthouses have low vision clinics this advanced with all of the equipment and the investment that you've put into it on site. So it's a tremendous service to the community, and we're very grateful. Thank you.
No, don't thank you for the opportunity to be available to provide these very highly skilled professional services.
Children who struggle with their vision at a very early age are oftentimes, they struggle to achieve their social, emotional, and educational milestones, and they do get mislabeled. I couldn't agree more with you that there is a very critical need to address this in the school system. It might be something that we can work on together through our statewide association of lighthouses and our legislative agenda in the future. We're very blessed to have Dr. Nicole Patterson, one of your associate deans in ophthalmology, on our board of directors. She is just outstanding, and she and I are in the very beginning talks of putting together a pilot program where we can target a couple of elementary schools and see if there's a program that we can create working with the principals and the communities directly, of course, with the school board's approvals, to see if we might be able to create a model to begin to address this. It is a real issue. There's no question about it.
Jose Lopez Masso, tell me now, relative to just raising money for very good purposes, what other strategic initiatives are there relative to your job description?
Yes. So again, of course, we have been funded by the State Division of Blind Services of a little more than 50%, and we need to come with very smart ideas how to fund ourselves. So, because again, only in Broward County, you have over 5,000, I mean, nonprofits asking for the same basically money. We try to extend our opportunities not only through grants request, although we have to tell that we have been very successful to apply for grants to great organizations, but we tried also to partner with corporations and schools, private schools, or other corporate institutions. We do, of course, also an annual event, and going back to our partnership again, the optometry students have been a key component with also in my area of development, of the development perspective. We have, for example, an annual event called Dining in the Dark, and trust me, have been very kind of difficult to manage without over 50 optometry students helping us out every year. And this is incredible, the support that we get from the students. During the year, we have optometry students helping us out and graduated from the optometry school. So basically, they are now in the doctor's office. They are working and they help us. They are donors and active participants as well.
Well, what most people and the viewers I don't believe they know, but we are the only school of optometry in the state of Florida.
And I want to underscore to the viewers out there that if you have low vision, I highly encourage you to call and make an appointment in our low vision clinic with the NSU team. There are 2 doctors of optometry, and they are shadowed by students, and there are graduate students there. And it is a true teaching clinic of the highest order. And I can't speak highly enough about the extensiveness and the comprehensiveness and the quality of these eye exams. They just can't be beat.
Yeah. Staying with you for a minute, knowing that I believe you were at Broward College before this, correct? Right. And I know that, a lot of our community colleges, which are now called colleges, have had to shift a lot of their resources, their fiscal resources, to certain programs and have to move away from others.
The state college system has seen a dramatic shift. I think all of higher education has really changed and transformed over the last 2 years. The pandemic has certainly expedited remote learning. I think what's unique about the state college system is that they, in addition to offering the entry-level traditional academic degrees, they have a focus on career and technical education. And we are working very hard at the Lighthouse to encourage, train and encourage and motivate and support our clients who want to become educated, who want to work, to participate in these higher education programs, whether they're technical or academic. The fact of the matter is that 7 out of 10 blind and visually impaired people never go to college and never enter the workforce. This is a tremendously underappreciated, undervalued population that has so much to offer in terms of the breadth and depth of their abilities and the skill sets they can develop. So we work very hard, Jose and I, to ensure that when we get together and we're at our children's events, we're looking and observing the children participating, and we promise each other that we're going to make that change. We're going to make sure that 3 out of 10 of our kids who go to college increases to 6 over 10 and then to 10 out of 10. We're doing everything we can to create bright futures for our children. We have a significant workforce employment division that we've been working hard to stand up, where we actually have created 6 jobs for people who've never been employed before. There's tremendous fear around it. So education, to me, has always been about transformation, enlightenment, and ultimately independence. And so the more we are able to work with those systems, the better off the people that we serve will be in the long run. It's a
And
passion for both of us.
and if I may add, and this is one of the newest initiative of the Lighthouse, the Ready to Work program, because again, we are blind, we're visually impaired, but we like to contribute. We like to be effective and active in our communities. So one of the work that we are doing is this education part. So this Ready to Work program specific is giving the opportunity to our clients to work in any kind of regular businesses on the 8 weeks or 12 weeks level kind of internship program, paid by our grant, Ready to Work grant, but at the same time with the perspective and with a goal to have this person employed. And I'm sure Ellen can talk a little bit more. We have been very successful. Again, as education, we need to teach our business or the community in general. We are blind, we are visually impaired, but we are ready to fight and we are effective and productive. When you hire that blind or visually impaired person, you're not just doing charity. No, you are hiring somebody that is going to produce effective for your company.
You know, since you brought it up, and by the way, both of you, Ellen and Jose, noticed that I just put on my reading glasses. So, I always say, because someone is, in quotes, loss of vision and otherwise, they shouldn't be any different than me putting on my reading glasses. I mean, that's the way I feel about it. But I want to remind your attention, the viewers, to an article, Jose, that appeared, I believe, in the Sun Sentinel. Is that correct?
Correct. Yes.
Right. And I was very touched by the last statement. It says the bottom line, and you'll have to forgive me, folks, I have to read this. It says the bottom line is this: despite our disability, blind people simply want to be treated with the same respect and dignity as our fully sighted peers. And I think that really says it. And it's the cherry on top of the cake that as to what you just said, Jose. And I remand your attention to this article. I think it's a wonderful article. It's far more involved relative to, shall we say, the issue of blindness, the issue of low vision, the issue of the lighthouse, etc. But I remand your attention. Look it up. It's on the editorial page of the Sun Sentinel. So, and now I can take my low vision reading glasses off and put it into my pocket and just let you know that I'm very proud of our relationship with the Lighthouse for the Blind. And Jose, how does one want to, if they wanted to support you financially, do we have an address or a venue to send it to?
I'm a talker, so please feel free to call me directly. I love to talk and to give them my testimony, what the Lighthouse is able to do to anybody who have any type of vision impairment, 954-463-4217, but also, of course, on our website, www.lhob.org.
All right, we'll put that up and we'll make sure that the people have the opportunity to try to help you out. Ellen, we're down to the last 3 minutes of the show, so I'm going to let you say whatever you'd like to say right now.
Okay, I'm going to take this opportunity to try and get at what Jose was just talking about employers, about how we work with employers to help educate them on the value of hiring people who are low vision or blind. And I ask everybody who's listening to this call, who works for a company, who has the authority or the power to hire, I ask you to think about what I thought about when I first met Jose. and when I first applied for the job at the Lighthouse. I saw a man who was tremendously accomplished, master's in business administration and a Juris Doctorate, a lawyer. And he went blind in the height of his career. And it made me stop and think, and I encourage you to close your eyes for a second and think about if, God forbid, you were to have a significant eye loss, a vision loss. How would you continue to work? How would you pay your mortgage? How would you get in your car and drive to work? How would you get to work? How would you manage your money? All of the things that we take for granted on a day in and day out basis. How would you manage that? And I think if I were to think about all of the people I've worked with over my career, and I've worked for some excellent institutions in Broward County my whole professional career, I've never met a more dedicated, hardworking, passionate person than Jose Lopez Masso. I'd put him up against any vice president of development out in the community, in the state. Lord knows he has a much better memory than I do. And sometimes I can't keep up with him. He's so smart. He makes me look good, that's for sure. And I'm not quite sure we'd be where we are today, the way we've transformed and grown and provided more services, if it wasn't for his passion and leadership. And so I ask you to look at Jose as an example of the quality of employee you can have in your place of employment, in your shop, as your colleague that you can call friend. And I thank you for your time. I thank you for your consideration, and thank you for your support, and really appreciate, again, the partnership with Nova Southeastern. And I thank everybody on the team for the continued collaboration.
Well, thank you, Ellen Drotzer. Jose Lopez Masso, I do hope that we're able to not only touch the minds, but touch the hearts of individuals. We're very proud of the Lighthouse we used to call it of the blind, but it really is more than just of the blind, it's low vision. So thank you very much, both of you, both Ellen Drotzer, MSWLC SW, and Jose Lopez Masso. I know you have your master's in business administration, and you are an attorney, otherwise Juris Doctorate. We thank you both for your blessed advocacy and your hard work. We appreciate your time. I hope the people that have asked questions about low vision and blindness and where can I get services, and how am I going to stay in my condo, or how am I going to stay in my house and I can't drive my car anymore, things of that nature. I hope we brought some attention to some of the questions that came to us. That's why I wanted the people from Lighthouse of Broward to be our guests. I would hope that you all, as I always tell you, talk to your doctors. If something is bothering you, or something all of a sudden, one eye is not focusing, or something is not, you have to talk to your doctors. Your health care is in your hands. So please communicate with your healthcare professionals and make sure that you make them aware of all of the products that you might be buying in a supermarket or a pharmacy or wherever you get it online or whatever, because they have to know everything that you're involved with and you're ingesting and putting into your body. Remember, this program is called Dateline Health. We come to you from Nova Southeastern University. And until next time, this is Fred Lippman saying, have a wonderful holiday season. See ya.